Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The Village of Forest Park regular council meeting will come to order. This is our Monday, November 14th, 2022 meeting. We begin our meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance. If you're able, please rise. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Clerk, would you call the roll?
Commissioner Burke,
Here.
Commissioner Maxim,
Here.
Commissioner Nero,
Here.
Commissioner Vogt.
Here.
Mayor Hoskins.
Here. Okay, first, Commissioners, we have approval of the minutes. Is there a motion to approve the October 24th Village Council meeting minutes?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Maxim. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Burns. Discussion? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Burns,
Aye.
Commissioner Maxim,
Aye.
Commissioner Nero.
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye. Okay, next is approval of the special Village Council meeting minutes from October 24th. Is there a motion?
Nero will make that motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Nero. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, go ahead.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Maxim. Any discussion on the special meeting minutes? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Burns,
Aye.
Commissioner Maxim,
Aye.
Commissioner Nero,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye. Okay, we're at public comment. I don't think there's any public comment submissions.
I don't have any.
Okay. There are no formal communications tonight. We'll move down to bills by resolution. Madam Clerk, whenever you're ready.
Be it resolved by the Council of the Village of Forest Park, Cook County, Illinois, that we dispense with the reading of the individual bills inasmuch as each department head has approved and signed bills in the following aggregate amount for their respective departments. Refunds and allocations, $1,069. Public Affairs, $72,074.05. Police Department, $7,979.28. Community Center, $130. Accounts and Finance Clerk's Office, $167,000.50. Accounts and Finance Fire Department, $86,642.25. Department of Health and Safety, $3,464.60. Street Department, $86,335.66. Public Property, $82,911.09. Seizure, $281.08. Federal Customs, $4,843.16. Police Vehicle Replacement, $995.25. TIF, $1,265. VIP, $110,887.63. Water Department, $25,813.93 for a total of $651,692.48.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Commissioners, is there a motion to adopt the resolution on the bills?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Burns. Is there a second?
Nero second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Nero. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Burns,
Aye.
Commissioner Maxim,
Aye.
Commissioner Nero.
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is resolution R-99-22.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Commissioners, there is no unfinished business tonight. Moving down to new business. The first item is a presentation by the village's auditors regarding the village audit for fiscal year that ran May 21 through April 30th, 2022.
Good evening. Thank you for having us this evening. My name is Jamie Wilkie. I'm the audit partner on the village's audit engagement. I believe we left you some presents at each of your desks, which encompasses the final draft version of our annual audit and required communications. This evening, I'll start and really the focus will be on that larger clipped document that has the logo on front. So certainly want to start off this evening by thanking the village team. This is really a 6-month process from start to finish. We typically meet with the team here back in April, go through preliminary testing, final testing, and multiple draft versions. Tish and Danielle in the finance department are such a pleasure to work with. They were well prepared this year. We really had a very smooth audit process. So certainly want to take the opportunity this evening to thank the department and really all of the village staff. This is certainly a team effort to be able to produce a large document at the end of the fiscal year. As I said, we'll focus on that clipped document, just a few sections I want to point out this evening from a high level perspective. So we'll start on pages 1 through 3 of the audit document. Those pages encompass the actual audit opinion. When we are engaged each year, Illinois state statute requires that we take a look at the materiality of the village's financial statements, as well as an overall look at the internal control environment. So the opinion encompasses both discussions on pages 1 through 3. We have issued what we call an unmodified or clean audit opinion. That means the financial statements as presented are in fact materially correct for the village. You'll also see discussion related to internal controls and an overall review of the internal control environment. So while you will not find an actual opinion on internal controls, we are required to go through intensive testing, reviewing documentation, policies and procedures each year to make sure that the village is internally following that guidance. There's no red flags, areas of concern. And I'm happy to report this evening, we had no such findings. So truly the cleanest audit opinion that the village can receive. Immediately after the opinion on pages 5 through 17 of that document provides probably the most important piece of the report from the village board perspective. It encompasses what we call management's discussion and analysis. So there's a lot to digest in this document as time has gone on. They've unfortunately gotten longer and longer. This section, 13 pages, really is the executive summary to the document. So I always encourage our board members to read this section in detail. As the title indicates, it is prepared by management, but we certainly do review it to make sure that it's accurate with regard to numbers and disclosure, but really does provide a high-level overview of the key results for the year. I'm not going to go into numbers details tonight, but overall, the general fund did have positive results for the year. Coming out of the pandemic, you'll see discussion on continued investment in capital assets, and much of the long-term debt structure for the village did decrease for this year as well. So certainly some things to note throughout those 13 pages. And again, would encourage you to read those pieces in detail. I'm happy to open it up for discussion this evening. Really a clean audit process, so not much to report tonight, but certainly happy to entertain any specific questions that you all might have.
I don't believe there are any questions. Thank you for the
Thank
presentation.
you. Thank you for having us this evening.
Yes.
Okay, Commissioners, next item is a resolution authorizing the execution of an amendment to the contract for municipal waste recycling and landscape waste collection between Allied Waste Services of North America, doing business as Republic Services, and the Village of Forest Park. Is there a motion?
Here, I'll make that motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Nero. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Vogt. Discussion? Okay, there is no discussion. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Burns,
Aye.
Commissioner Maxim,
Aye.
Commissioner Nero,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is resolution R-100-22.
Okay, Commissioners, next item is a resolution approving and amending the village's home flood proofing Assistance Program and adopting guidelines. Is there a motion?
Nero will make that motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Nero. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Vogt. Discussion?
Sure, Mayor.
Commissioner Nero.
So this is a great program in the village of Forest Park, the flood grant program that we've had for a number of years now. Recently, respectively, it's underwent a little bit of a change where we've increased the amount that we've been able to fund to the flood grant program. So now that's around it is $45,000 annually, which is great. But what does that really mean? Well, that really means to us that 30 grants were awarded this year. So 30 residents in the village of Forest Park have been able to take advantage of this flood relief grant program. And so that translates to about $1,500 per grant that we've been able to provide to the residents of Forest Park to help reduce the amount of flooding in the village of Forest Park, namely to the flooding to the residents' homes, which is fantastic. We want to continue this program and just a little bit more on that. One thing that I think is notable is that if you really think about it, we get a lot of applications into the village of Forest Park for the flood grant program. We were able to satisfy all of those applications this year with the exception of 5. And those 5 were received after August 31st. Is that correct? Yep. So after August 31st. So that is really, really good. So that means that our folks are taking advantage of the program and then we're able to fund the program and get those monies out to the village residents to help subsidize the cost for installing those flood relief programs. So good stuff there. Moving forward, if there's any question on what happens to my application moving into next year, those applications stay on the top of the list and then they're considered next year when the program recycles. So good program. Want to keep it moving. Thank you, Rachel, for all your hard work there and managing that as well. Thanks.
I have nothing.
Okay, any other comments, commissioners? If not, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Burns,
Aye.
Commissioner Maxim,
Aye.
Commissioner Nero,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is resolution R-101-22.
Commissioners, the next item is an ordinance amending section 3-3-6 entitled License and Fee Number of chapter 3 entitled Liquor Control. This is basically about the deletion and creation of liquor licenses. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Maxham. Is there a second?
Nero second.
Thank you. It's been seconded by Commissioner Nero. Discussion? Okay, Commissioner Burns, do you have a question? Okay. There is no discussion, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Burns,
Aye.
Commissioner Maxim,
Aye.
Commissioner Nero,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is ordinance O-41-22.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Okay, Commissioners, next item is a resolution authorizing approval of consulting services letter agreement by and between the Village of Forest Park and Kane and McKenna and Associates. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Burns. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Maxham. Discussion? Okay, there's no discussion. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Burns,
Aye.
Commissioner Maxim,
Aye.
Commissioner Nero,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is resolution R-102-22.
Okay, Commissioners, the next item is a resolution authorizing approval of a financial advisor letter by and between the Village of Forest Park and Kane and McKenna Associates. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
It's been moved by Commissioner Burns. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Maxim. Discussion? There's no discussion, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Burns,
Aye.
Commissioner Maxim,
Aye.
Commissioner Nero.
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is resolution R-103-22.
And the next item is a resolution authorizing approval of an annual TIF reporting letter agreement between the Village of Forest Park and Kane McKenna and Associates. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Burns. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Maxam. Discussion? There's no discussion, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Burns,
Aye.
Commissioner Maxam,
Aye.
Commissioner Nero.
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is resolution R 104 22.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Commissioners, the next item is a resolution, authorizing an intergovernmental master agreement for participation in the Mutual Aid Box Alarm System, or MABUS. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
It's been moved by Commissioner Burns. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Maxam. Discussion? There is no discussion, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Burns,
Aye.
Commissioner Maxam,
Aye.
Commissioner Nero.
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is resolution R 105 22.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Next is a motion to direct the Fire and Police Commission to make one hire in the fire department at the firefighter rank due to a vacancy. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Burns. Is there a second?
I'll
Nero,
second.
second. Sorry, go ahead, Commissioner.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Maxim. A close third by Commissioner Nero, but we don't really do thirds, but it just sounded cool to say. Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Burns,
Aye.
Commissioner Maxam,
Aye.
Commissioner Nero.
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye. Okay, Commissioners, next is a motion to approve the ratification of the issuance of a raffle license for the 209 scholarship event. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Maxim. Is there a second?
Nero, second.
Thank you. It's been seconded by Commissioner Nero. Discussion? Okay, there's no discussion. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Burns,
Aye.
Commissioner Maxam,
Aye.
Commissioner Nero.
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye. Okay, Commissioners, the final item under regular business tonight is approval of a motion to ratify the mayor's execution of contracts for various senior trips. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Maxam. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Burns. Discussion? There's no discussion, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Burns.
Aye.
Commissioner Maxam,
Aye.
Commissioner Nero.
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye. Okay, that concludes our new business for tonight. We are at Administrator's Report. Moses, do you have anything for us?
Is that on?
This evening, the village council approved a contract extension with Republic Services. A lengthy memo appears in tonight's village council packet. I encourage our public to read that. Kind of describes where we're at and where we're going in the next couple of years in preparation for a successor contract in around 2025. Public outreach needs to take place on and the services that we'll be looking for in the next contract. So I just wanted to just kind of point that out to everybody. The deal with Republic Services is going to be a 3.25-year deal. Starts January 1, and it will take us to the end of the fiscal year, I believe, in 2026. If anyone has any questions, or if the public has any questions of where we're at, feel free to give me a call. Thank you.
Thank you, Moses. Commissioner Burns.
I want to give a shout out to the Park District for graciously letting our fire department, police department use the Pines for their training exercises. I know the police department had been using it and our fire department started using it just before they tore it down for some valuable training inside the building there. And I just want to say we appreciate the use of the building for their training. And I'm finished.
Commissioner Maxim.
Yeah, I have a couple things. First, I'd like to thank Commissioner Burns for doing a lovely job emceeing the Veterans Day
Oof.
thing on Friday, which I thought you were going to talk about.
Oh, no, that's passed.
Oh, it was beautiful. Second, I would like to report that the Altenheim Advisory Committee met last Monday with the goal of the meeting to decide on public engagement, where, when, and how. The committee decided to have 3 different formats for public engagement going forward. So there's going to be focus groups with the chamber, realtors, both commercial and business, and residents and business owners. There's going to be an open house style information session that's going to be available to all residents or interested parties, and some kind of tabling or event at the post office during busy hours to talk to people who are coming by. And that's going to run through December 23rd, these different types of public engagement. And then the committee also had a little first taste of public engagement during the recent wine walk, when committee members were asked and led by Kindy Kruller, who's our Muse consultant, and talked to 43 different people throughout the day. And it was a small group of people, but it was a really good small first step in seeing kind of understanding what just people on the street who are Forest Park residents know about the Altenheim, what they think about it. And it was an opportunity to pass out information with a map and a link to the village's website. So I thought that was really successful, and I'm looking forward to the next meeting, which is December 4th. And the committee members will look at some sample RFPs to get a sense of what that looks like and potentially start thinking about what that might look like for the Altenheim property. I am proud that I participated a few weeks ago in the village's first C4 meeting. So I know there are a couple other people here that also participated. I won't talk too much about it, but it's a really exciting opportunity for our village to collaborate with other towns nearby, to really take a look at what other towns are doing in terms of sustainability, and hopefully be able to collaborate with those towns and develop a really robust sort of plan of green initiatives for our own town. I think instead of doing things piecemeal, it would be really great if we had a really robust plan going forward. And then, I don't know if this is allowed, but I'm going to do it anyway. One of the biggest problems facing Forest Park right now and all the towns in Proviso is the high school system. There are some pretty devastating things going on right now. And I think it behooves all of us, especially us elected and appointed officials, to get involved, to understand what's going on, and to go to the meeting tomorrow night. It's at PMSA at 7 p.m. There are some tenured teachers who are on the chopping block for things that they're being accused of doing that they didn't do. And it's going to be a pretty crazy meeting. But I think it's really important that we all pay attention and get involved. I have a kid in the district, but even if you don't, you are paying huge amounts of taxpayer money that is going to support this train wreck right now. So that's all for me for tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Maxim. Commissioner Nero.
Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. It's hard to believe that just a week ago, what was it? Not even Thursday, it was what, 74 degrees outside? And so tomorrow we're expecting a little bit of snowfall here. I'm hearing rumors of accumulation anywhere up to about 5 inches or so, maybe a little more, maybe a little less. What does that mean to the residents of Forest Park? Don't freak out, stay patient, let our public works guys and gals do their job. They do a fine job each and every year with snow removal. There's an order of precedence, correct me if I'm wrong, but the order of precedence starts with the roads, making sure that our roads are clear. And then we move on to the alleys and the sidewalks. We are looking at demoing some not new technology, but new to the Village of Forest Park for clearing the sidewalks. Instead of using the old skid steers or bobcats that they're called, it would be a brush mounted device on the front of the skid steer. to allow for snow removal. They're a little bit more forgiving for our sidewalks, which would be a good thing. So we're going to check it out and see how that goes. When we do get snowfall, just as a reminder, because it may happen tomorrow morning, just in time for your morning commute. When we get back, hopefully this roads will be clear and our public works have done a fine job like they do. But if there's accumulation and you plan on parking on the street overnight, just know that the snow routes are in order. Anytime we get accumulation on the road, our plows are going to be running. And if you are parked there, you will be ticketed, potentially towed. So let's keep in mind, I believe a memo went out from the Village of Forest Park earlier today via email. And that's posted on our website as well. So let's just make sure that we are paying attention to that. And then it's always not a bad idea if you're a property owner or you have a vested interest in maybe helping out a neighbor. If you have a shovel, get out there and help by clearing out your walks. It's always good. It's good natured. It's good physical labor. It helps our residents out. It helps our public works out. And it's just the right thing to do. So instead of looking at what can the Village of Forest Park do to make sure we get our sidewalks cleared quickly, let's start by starting out the snow season by, hey, if you have a shovel in the garage, it's not a bad idea to dust it off and get ready to start using it. End of report, sir.
Thank you, Commissioner Nero. Commissioner Vogt.
I do my best.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, I want to thank the chamber for a very fun wine walk, another great event, very, very well attended. The next Altenheim official advisory committee meeting is actually December 5th. And I look forward to hearing updates from the chair, Marty Talalian, about their outreach events that they have planned. And I just want to add that, you know, I can't say enough how much I respect and value our volunteers' time and commitment to this process and their commitment to transparency. So I want to applaud them on that. It's always good to remind ourselves about the importance of accountability and transparency, and that it should be embraced not only in principle, but also in practice. I think it's most powerful when we lead by example in that regard. And then I just want to remind folks, businesses that received the email about the single-use plastics survey and possible resolution that we're thinking about presenting to the council. I just want to remind them to complete that survey when they have a chance. We'd like to get everyone's responses by the end of this week. We've already had some really great feedback from local establishments that distribute single-use foodware. And it's very encouraging to see that a majority of them are aware of single-use alternatives to plastic, and many establishments are already considering those alternatives. So far, respondents have been concerned mostly with costs of what those replacements would be and providing what customers prefer. So also, you know, as you're visiting these different places, you know, I'd encourage residents to share their feedback and say what alternatives they might like to see at their favorite establishments. So yeah, I just want to tell everyone that has filled out the survey, I appreciate them taking a few minutes to do so. And I look forward to getting the rest of the responses this week. That's all.
Thank you, Commissioner Vogt. Hey, Commissioners, I'll make mine pretty quick. On Friday, we welcomed one new business to Madison Street. This is Extreme Realty. They located in the 7200 block of Harlem, and they had a really nice gathering of family and friends. And of course, the chamber hosted a ribbon cutting, and it was a pleasure to attend that. And then on Saturday morning, we had another business do their ribbon cutting. This one was Let's Work Play. This is an interesting business concept. This is located on the floor level of the new senior facility at Elgin and Circle. And what I appreciated about that is that, you know, pre-COVID, everyone expected a restaurant to go there, right? It just seemed like the natural use for that location. But when COVID hit hardest and we all realized that people didn't want to necessarily dine exclusively indoor, you know, the owner of the building wasn't sure what he was going to do. But a local resident came up with a concept of this indoor work and play space And I think it's going to be very busy, and I think it's going to be very successful. And it's a good use because the seniors who live in that building can interact with young families, volunteer, participate, and I think it'll provide some stimulation there. And, this business was started by a local resident who's been here for a while. But I just thought it was a really nice concept, and it's going to serve not only Forest Park, but our neighboring communities. And so it was a pleasure to participate in that ribbon cutting. And then I wanted to also, one last time, thank our Cook County Clerk, Karen Yarborough. Her office certainly did a great job of administering the November elections that took place last week. And Forest Park, of course, received a very special guest in the form of United States Senator Tammy Duckworth. She came, she met with lots of local officials, school board, village officials. She interacted with the children. She interacted with our first responders, and I think everyone received her really well. So we appreciated that visit to our community center. That's all I have tonight. And with that, the chair will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Nero will make that motion, sir.
Thank you, Commissioner Nero. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Burns. Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Burns,
Aye.
Commissioner Maxim,
Aye.
Commissioner Nero.
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Yes, we are adjourned.
Yeah, save the.